Good evening, late. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's presentation of Heartland Championship Wrestling. I apologize for the technical difficulties earlier in the broadcast. I have no idea what is happening in OBS or whatever it was, but the screen froze up and I was broadcasting and nothing was moving on the screen. But we are back and we are ready for action here in Indianapolis. Once again, we are coming to you live with Heartland Ladies Wrestling, and we have 3 exciting matches lined up for tonight, including a championship main event as the newly crowned World Heavyweight, the newly crowned Heartland Ladies Champion, KLEIN, will defend the championship against the previous belt holder, the irrepressible and unpredictable HOLIDEAD. Earlier in the broadcast, we saw the show start off with Rhea O'Reilly, the Irish sensation, picking up a pinfall victory, hard fought over Kiera Hogan. Come from behind victory for Rhea O'Reilly with the use of the readjustment, that double arm DDT. That was followed by a controversial tag team match won by the team known as MSCHIF and CHRISTINA von EERIE with the victory over Mercedes Martinez and Nicole Savoy by way of some subterfuge. And then we saw a very good singles match as Ivelisse got the pinfall victory over Serena Deeb. And just before we went onto the channel, the tag team known as the Allure, Angelina Love and Mandy Leone, picked up the victory over Solo Darling and Willow Nightingale in tag team competition. So the Allure moves on to a number 1 contenders match against the team of Misery for a shot at the Heartland Ladies Tag Team Championship. Our first match tonight is a contenders matchup for 2 rising contenders for the Heartland Ladies Championship, and these 2 ladies do not like each other a little bit. These 2 have a tremendous history of violence between them, and they are here tonight not for a cage match, not for a no-holds-barred match. They're here for a standard singles match, but anything could go wrong as cheerleader Melissa and Saraya Knight prepare to do battle in a match with championship implications. So welcome to everybody who has tuned in for wrestling tonight here in the Dave Cave as the Heartland Ladies Wrestling takes center stage from Indianapolis. Mark Ferguson, this is not going to be a wrestling match. It is a fight. It is always a fight when these 2 cross paths. And the opening initiative role goes to Melissa. Melissa, a 10-time former Heartland Ladies champion, looking to get back into contention as she starts off just wailing on the midsection of Saraya Knight. And a low blow from Melissa, and Saraya goes down. It starts already as Melissa comes in with the air raid crash up over the shoulder and down hard to the canvas. Melissa goes for the quick cover. Saraya kicks out, and Saraya comes up angry. Frank Wainscott on the channel as well. Welcome to you, Frank, my friend, as Melissa immediately pitches Saraya out of the ring, and here we go. Outside the ring, the action goes, and on a roll of 8, it is Saraya trying to get back up onto the ring apron, and Melissa just grabs her and suplexes her outside in back into the ring. Melissa taking no prisoners early in this contest as the violence level has already gone to 11. And Melissa now with another air raid crash and another quick cover. The pin roll here is 4, and on a roll of 8, Saraya kicks out, but Saraya is on the defensive totally in this matchup as Marissa keeps on the attack. Melissa now with a forearm shot across the back. And Melissa now is climbing up for a death jump. Death jump coming from Melissa. And on a roll of 4, It is Saraya who gets to her feet and grabs Melissa climbing up onto the turnbuckle and throws Melissa down to the mat. Saraya may have been playing a little possum there. She knew exactly what she was doing as she throws Melissa down to the mat, and now it is Saraya's turn to go to town. And Saraya immediately goes to the bridled rocking horse, a very painful submission move. And on a roll of snake eyes, Melissa will have to submit here, but on a roll of 5, Melissa is able to make her way to the bottom rope to force the break of the hold, and the match will continue. But Saraya is on the attack, and now Saraya with a running Samoan drop just slams Melissa down to the canvas, and it is Melissa who will roll out of the ring. Outside the ring we go once again, and this time on a roll of 8, it is Saraya who just gets Melissa coming back into the ring and pounds away on her back and kidneys as Melissa is trying to crawl back into the ring. Saraya remains in control. And now we go out of the ring again as Saraya just won't let Melissa get back in, kicks her back out to the arena floor. We'll not see shenanigans quite yet, but Melissa is trying to crawl under that bottom rope and avoid getting counted out. And now here is another bridled rocking horse applied by Saraya. Submission hold applied. The submission roll is 3 or lower. And on a roll of 4, Melissa narrowly escapes. Oh my goodness. These two are just tearing at each other tooth and nail. And now the Nightmare. A big body slam face first into the mat by Saraya. The pin roll is a 4 here as she goes for the pin. Melissa kicks out again. And it is Melissa who is totally on the defensive. Saraya now pitches Melissa out of the ring again. And on a roll of 2, we will not go to the shenanigans chart, but on another roll of 2, it is Melissa who grabs Saraya, pulls her out of the ring, and slams Saraya face down onto the ring apron. Melissa now in control after winning that brawl on the arena floor, and out of the ring we go again. And still no shenanigans yet. It's Saraya's turn to go on the attack, and on a roll of 5, both these ladies are just tearing each other up at ringside, and this has gotten out of control. We may see disqualifications of one or both of these ladies here. Melissa's roll is a 5, and on a 7, she stays in the match. Saraya's DQ roll is a 6. She stays in the match, and now we go to the odd even roll, with Melissa getting the even roll. And on a roll of 5, it is Saraya who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And on a and now it is a corner drop kick by Saraya as she puts Melissa back into the ring and nails her with a drop kick into the corner. And now it is going to be Saraya attempting a tombstone pile driver. This is a power move. She needs 7 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 12, Melissa powers out of that, and the match continues. Kondo clutch applied by Melissa, and now Saraya is leaving the ring. And on a roll of 5, we're not going to go to the shenanigans chart yet. That's got to be a roll of 9 or higher. And on a roll of 6, it is Saraya who pulls Melissa out of the ring and nails her right between the eyes, just gouging the eyes of Melissa. No disqualification will take place here. And as we go back into the ring, it is the Nightmare applied once again by Saraya. The submission hold, the pin roll here is 5 or lower. And on a roll of 10, the match will continue. It is chaos here in Indianapolis. These two are both trying to tear each other limb from limb. And at the same time, they're both trying to win a wrestling match and advance towards the Heartland Ladies Championship. Nightmare again from Saraya. The victory roll here is 6 or lower, and on a roll of 11, Melissa kicks out and the battle continues. Another Nightmare. The pin roll is 7 or lower here, and on a roll of 6, she got her. Boy, after a intense and wild brawl, it is Saraya Knight who finally wins by way of the Nightmare and advances. Her next match will be a number 1 contenders match for the Heartland Ladies Championship. And for Melissa, it is back down the totem pole. All right, a very intense matchup here, and I see a lot going on into the chat. And let me address that as tempers are flaring here at ringside. But SARAYA Knight is your winner, and she moves forward in the ranks of the Heartland Ladies Championship. So first of all, Frank Wainscott, welcome to the chat. I am very concerned and disappointed to hear that you are having a rough week and some illness, and hopefully your medication will be successful in taking care of that. Our thoughts and prayers are with you as you deal with this. Now, the thoughts on the AEW chaos, and it looks like we have got people on both sides of the of the fence here on the CM Punk situation. I will preface this by saying that I am a huge fan of CM Punk. I love his work in the ring. I love his work on the microphone, and indeed he is a controversial figure. He speaks his mind. He's temperamental. I do think that this all started when Hangman Page went over the line with some of his comments in the ring on live TV about the history between CM Punk and Colt Cabana. Whether you agree with Punk or Cabana or what have you in that situation, that is not something that I think would be worthy of putting on the air. And if that wasn't something that was agreed upon ahead of time, then yeah, Hangman Adam Page went over the edge with those comments about a very intense and personal situation, and he got his receipt when Punk came out and cut that vicious promo. It probably should have ended there. I don't know what got into CM Punk before the AEW scrum, and probably whatever happened that set CM Punk off on the show. What was said, and again, deal with those issues. I also do not know. I've heard conflicting reports about whether, Punk took the first shot or whether the Young Bucks kicked in the door of Punk's locker room and provoked the fracas. So I don't know what to think about what has happened between Punk and the Young Bucks. I do know that it sounds like Punk and Ace Steel, 2 against 3, took out Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. And part of me would like to see that the meeting of the minds and get all this settled and suspensions on both sides. And if it's true that the Bucks did kick down the door and kind of escalate the confrontation, then I don't think CM Punk ought to be fired. Now, let me say the controversial part, or what I think is going on. I am still halfway of the mind that this could all be a work. Punk needs to take some time off to get some surgery done, and I am not entirely convinced that this is not a work. If it is not a work, it could certainly become a tremendous angle if CM Punk comes back, and this could be the greatest heel turn of all time, where CM Punk is at the height of his popularity and everybody loves him, and then he gets into it with the VPs and comes back a bitter heel and turns on everybody who was on his side from the get-go. I don't think that's what's going on, but I haven't ruled it out in my own mind that this whole thing could be a work. And, in 6 months' time or whatever time it takes for Punk to get his surgery and rehabilitate and recuperate, his return to AEW could be as big as his initial debut if they play this right. Whether it's a work or a shoot right now, if they play this thing right, it could be a powerful set of television actions as looking ahead. So that's my opinion on the AEW. I think I still have more questions than answers. But you know, it's a bad situation on both sides. I think everybody involved should serve a suspension. Hopefully nobody gets fired out of all this. But what I hope in my heart of hearts is that this turns out to be the greatest heel turn of all time, and Punk comes back and you know, they just cut him loose on the microphone and let him say whatever heelish stuff he gets back to saying. And we go back 20 years ago to when Punk was you know, a loudmouth indie heel on the circuit, and just hilarious in what he was able to do in terms of working the crowds. So that's my opinion on that. And now we are ready for our next contest, and this will be an interesting contest. This dates back to an event that happened last month in Heartland Ladies Wrestling, as the team of MSCHIF and Von Eerie had a match against the team known as the Sinister Sweethearts. Collectively, Brittany Blake and Samantha Heights. And Blake and Heights, undersized and the underdogs by every rights. And they got into a fracas outside the ring during the match with the team of Misery. And it was MSCHIF who blasted Brittany Blake with the green mist right in the eyes at the end of that confrontation. And that drew the ire of the fans. That drew the ire of the Sinister Sweethearts. Samantha Heights was furious about this. So Samantha Heights went out and found herself some backup in the person. Well, let's put the principals on the scene as we lay out this grudge match. MSCHIF and CHRISTINA Von Eerie were heavily favored in that match, but the underdog team of Brittany Blake, who you see here, and her tag team partner Samantha Heights, put up a really good match. And after a very intense match, it was a battle on the arena floor, and it was MSCHIF who blew that green mist into the eyes of Brittany Blake, blinding her and leading to a beatdown on the outside of the ring. And Samantha Heights is only 5'1" and 115 pounds, and she was helpless against the team of MSCHIF and CHRISTINA Von Eerie. So what Samantha did was she called on some backup, and she brought in a fellow Ohioan and a very dangerous lady wrestler indeed, Jessica Havok. And tonight we are going to see a handicap match, as these three, the Sinister Sweethearts, accompanied by Jessica Havok, are going to take on the team of Misery in a no disqualification grudge match. Of course, the team of Samantha Heights and Brittany Blake weighs in together at a combined weight of only 215 pounds, and Jessica Havok's just about that much on her own. Brittany Blake is still wrestling with a minor injury as a result of the previous fracas. She's wrestling with a patch over her right eye, but she wants to be part of this match. And Brittany and Samantha are going to take on, with the help of Jessica Havok, the team of MSCHIF and CHRISTINA Von Eerie. And it is Brittany who is insisting to be the first one into the ring, even though Jessica and Samantha are begging her not to do so. Brittany wants to start things off, and she is going to start off against MSCHIF. So the two principals in this feud will be starting things off in this no disqualification grudge match. And it is MSCHIF who takes the opening initiative role. And MSCHIF comes out with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Brittany Blake. And on a roll of 6, MSCHIF drops down. Brittany comes back off the other way. And this time on a roll of 5, it is Brittany with a flying shoulder tackle that takes MSCHIF down to the mat. Brittany is in control. How about that? And now it is Brittany who pulls MSCHIF to her feet and just slaps her across the face and follows that up with a spinning back fist. Wow, she got all of that one, and MSCHIF is staggered. Brittany Blake at 5'2", 100 pounds, is a little spitfire, and now she's going to go for a suicide dive through the ropes and down onto the arena floor, and MSCHIF is dazed. How about that action? Brittany Blake is in control here, and now it is Brittany with an attempt at a octopus stretch as MSCHIF comes back into the ring. That is unfortunately a power move, and Brittany Blake is about the least powerful wrestler you'll ever see. So MSCHIF takes over and just nails Brittany with a headbutt, and MSCHIF quickly tags out to CHRISTINA von EERIE. And CHRISTINA comes in with the advantage on Brittany Blake. CHRISTINA with a dead rising, a big move that stuns Brittany. Brittany's still in trouble here. CHRISTINA follows that up with another headbutt, and she's going to go for the cover. The pin roll is 4 or lower, and on a roll of 9, Brittany is able to kick out, but she is in trouble here. CHRISTINA hauls Brittany over to the corner, and it is now CHRISTINA who is going for the death jump. Off the top rope comes CHRISTINA, and on a roll of 10, what's going to happen here on the death jump chart? That is the agility roll. And it is Brittany who is the more agile of these wrestlers. So she is able to win the struggle and superplex CHRISTINA von EERIE off of the top rope and down to the canvas hard. What a move by Brittany Blake. And now Brittany is going to go for the bad omen. That is her finisher. It is a 0 finisher. So the pin roll here is 3 or lower. And CHRISTINA barely gets her shoulder out. Tag to Samantha Heights. And we're going to see a double team here by the Sweethearts. And on a roll of 7, it is a double team, bone-crunching double clothesline. And Samantha Heights now is in control as she hits the ring. Samantha Heights is going to try the float over neck breaker. That is a choice C maneuver. So she is going to need a 7 or lower to hit this. And on a roll of 10, CHRISTINA powers her way out of that. And it is CHRISTINA who comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Samantha. And on a roll of 10, it is a big specialty move by both women. And it is CHRISTINA von EERIE who will take the advantage using a step-up enziguri to stun Samantha and put her down to the canvas. And now CHRISTINA tags out to MSCHIF. MSCHIF comes into the ring. And MSCHIF immediately goes to the Desecrator. That is a +2 finisher. The pin roll here is 6 or lower. Jessica is going to come into the ring to make the save. And it is Jessica who is now going nuts. Jessica is cleaning house, wreaking havoc in the ring as she throws MSCHIF off of Samantha. And now it is going to be the wrestler interference chart. Let's see. Let's put the rolls out here. On the wrestler interference chart, on a roll of 3, it is Jessica who teams up with Samantha to launch a double team specialty move on MSCHIF. And MSCHIF takes an add 1 and rolls her pin. This is a non-disqualification match. That could easily have been a disqualification. But MSCHIF will be pinned on a roll of 3 or lower here. And on a roll of 3, she got her. How about that? Jessica Havok, the difference maker in this match, as Havok and Samantha Heights team up to pin MSCHIF after a double team devastating move. It was Samantha Heights with a spin wheel kick that stunned MSCHIF. Then Jessica put MSCHIF up into the arms of Jessica Havok, who launched a tombstone pile driver off the second turnbuckle onto MSCHIF. MSCHIF is down, and she is covered for the pin. How about that? As Jessica Havok pins MSCHIF after a tombstone pile driver off the second turnbuckle, and that is a move that Jessica Havok uses. She is one fearsome wrestler. You've probably seen her on Impact Wrestling. as HAVOK. And interesting backstory between all of these ladies. Some controversy and some good stuff here. Samantha Height's a very controversial figure because she is closely attached to a member of the Irish Airborne, AK Ohio versus Everything, Dave Christ. And Dave Christ was one of the first guys to get booted out of the sport of wrestling after his shenanigans in the Me Too movement. But Samantha was caught up in that as a friend and defender of Dave Christ and earned some controversy there. But they are real good friends with Jessica Havok in real life. Jessica Havok, of course, the girlfriend of Sami Callihan, who is part of the OVE contingent. And so Havok and Samantha, very good friends in real life, and they've been through a lot together. And now we get to put them together in a storyline here with a big victory over MSCHIF and CHRISTINA Von Eerie in a grudge match situation. And yes, indeed, Mark Ferguson, Havok is a big, tough woman. She's also got a reputation as being just one of the nicest people you'll ever hope to meet. And certainly her, excuse me, she's had a long-standing relationship with Sami Callihan, and Sami also speaks very highly of how attached he is to Jessica. So good for her in her career. Both in Impact Wrestling and here in the Heartland Championship Wrestling as well. And of course, the real life best friend of Jessica Havok is none other than her tag team partner, Nevaeh, who is the wife of Jake Christ. And I have met Jake on a number of occasions. He is just a very quiet, unassuming, really down to earth, salt of the earth, just a good kid. And you know, unfortunately, what happened to his brother has set him back in his career. But for Jake and Nevaeh and Jessica, I wish them nothing but the best. All right, it is time now for the main event of the evening. Thank you, fans, for all of the chatter in the chat room. And some chatter in the background about Luchasaurus and Bandito and Ray Horace. Luchasaurus is another athlete I really enjoy watching. He's just got so much agility and so much skill for a big man that I think he is underrated. But anyhow, back to the action. The following contest is your main event of the evening. And it is for the Heartland Ladies Championship. Introducing first the challenger, a former Heartland Ladies champion. She is 5'4", weighing in at 150 pounds, hailing from the other side of darkness. She is HOLIDEAD. And her opponent, your reigning and defending Heartland Ladies champion, 5'10", 171 pounds from Cincinnati, Ohio. This is Kelly Klein. All right, Kelly Klein and HOLIDEAD squaring off in a rematch for the title. HOLIDEAD, a great trash talker and just really quite a wild character. And yeah, agreed, Mark Ferguson. Me Too cost us a lot. The Christs, Joey Ryan, Mike Quackenbush, and Chikara. Yeah, all of Chikara went down because of the Me Too movement and Quackenbush and his involvement, along with some of the other personnel there. Yeah, that's a shame because Chikara was really quite honestly my favorite promotion to watch. For the entertainment value, the fun, and the quality of the wrestling was second to none. And I do miss Chikara. But on to the main event, as HOLIDEAD comes out looking to regain the Heartland Ladies Championship against the woman who took the belt from her last month, Kelly Klein. And the opening initiative roll is won by HOLIDEAD. HOLIDEAD moves out quickly. She has the agility advantage in this matchup. And she comes out with an attempted side slam. That is a power move. And Kelly Klein, the more powerful of the two wrestlers, is able to power her way out of that one. And it is Kelly who converts that into a side slam. A side backbreaker executed by Kelly Klein across the knee. And HOLIDEAD quickly is down. Kelly moves in for the end of the match. That guillotine chokehold. She's going for it right here off of the opening lockup. The submission roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 6, HOLIDEAD is just able to escape. Boy, a near miss for Kelly Klein early in this one, as she just put HOLIDEAD down with a side backbreaker, exerting her power from the beginning. And now it is out of the ring we go. Both these ladies are brawlers and willing to mix it up on the arena floor. And already HOLIDEAD out of the ring, and on a roll of 5, this is the double DQ roll. Will we see Kelly disqualified? Another roll of 5 or lower will have a disqualification. No. HOLIDEAD also a DQ roll of 5. There's 1 5. And once again, no disqualification. I always roll the DQs twice. And that's a very common house rule among Filsinger game players. Otherwise, there would be just way too many disqualifications. Now we go to the odd-even roll to determine who wins the brawl. HOLIDEAD will get the even roll. And on a roll of 3, it is Kelly who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And it is Kelly who is going to take action out of the ring once again. And on a roll of 7, we're going to see no shenanigans quite yet. HOLIDEAD on the... And here we go again with the wild brawl. Kelly will not be disqualified. HOLIDEAD will not be disqualified. And this time I'm going to the out of the ring again chart, because that's what both these two women want to do anyways. Kelly Klein is the aggressor. What is she going to do on the arena floor? We go to the ringside mayhem chart. And on a roll of 7, it is the foreign object chart. A foreign object is in play. We'll say it is the Heartland Ladies Championship belt. And the two ladies are battling to see who will gain control of the belt. And on the gut check roll, it is Kelly who gets the belt and slams HOLIDEAD with the belt. That's going to cost HOLIDEAD a point of fatigue. It's also going to lead to a disqualification roll. Oh, a roll of 4. We may see a disqualification here. And on a roll of 5, Kelly Klein has been disqualified. Wow. A very quick disqualification as Kelly and HOLIDEAD battled it out on the arena floor. HOLIDEAD is your winner by disqualification. But the action here continues as Kelly Klein has just smacked HOLIDEAD right between the eyes with the Heartland Ladies Championship belt. Now we go to our disqualification table, another homebrewed table of my own, and we'll see what is going to happen next. And on a roll of 8, it is an attack by Kelly Klein on HOLIDEAD. Kelly Klein is going to attempt to finish off her rival right here with the Heartland Championship belt. We go to the attack table, and we see what will happen next. On a roll of 11, it is HOLIDEAD who is assisted by outside allies, and it is Kelly Klein who takes a beating. Thunder Rosa has come to ringside to assist HOLIDEAD after Kelly Klein hit HOLIDEAD with the championship belt, and it is Thunder Rosa and Kelly Klein who are battling it out at ringside. HOLIDEAD helping out her partner Thunder Rosa. The tag team known as the Twisted Sisters now working together to lay a beating on Kelly Klein. And it is Kelly who is going to have to go to the injury table. How about that? We'll see what the injury roll has to say here. And on a roll of 10, it is out of action. Kelly Klein is going to be out of action as a result of this beatdown for a period of 5 weeks. So for 5 weeks, Kelly Klein is going to be out of action as a result of the beatdown by HOLIDEAD and Thunder Rosa. Oh my goodness, what a mess that we have seen here. And Kelly Klein suffering a severe injury at the hands of HOLIDEAD and Thunder Rosa. The fans here don't know what to think, because that was a heinous act by Kelly to hit HOLIDEAD with the belt, but at the same time, the double team on Kelly Klein was brutal, and it is Kelly Klein who is going to have to be stretchered out of the Hinkle Fieldhouse for attention at a local medical facility. What a shocking end to a terrific show of action here. We saw a wonderful match as SARAYA Knight picked up the win over cheerleader Melissa. We saw a wild brawl with Jessica HAVOK slamming MSCHIF down with a tombstone pile driver off the second turnbuckle to gain the victory for her team in that grudge match. And the most intense match of all was the main event with Kelly Klein and HOLIDEAD mixing it up. HOLIDEAD is your winner by disqualification. So Kelly Klein not only loses the match, but she loses the brawl, and she is going to be taken out of here in a horizontal position. All right, so thank you all for checking things out this afternoon. Always fun to get online. I waited till the end of the Wisconsin football game to see that, and boy, am I glad I'm not a Wisconsin football fan, because that game was an ugly mess. Living here in Wisconsin, I do follow the Badgers, but my rooting interest in them is not strong. I'm sure my son will come home disappointed as a UW graduate, but Wisconsin bites the dust. Not nearly as badly as what happened to Kelly Klein here tonight in Indianapolis. And with that, we will close things down. Mark Ferguson, Frank Wainscott, Carl Zilla came out for tonight's wrestling action. I thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. As Mark Ferguson is going back to the Left Behind series, I hope you enjoy that. And we will be back on tomorrow with my journey with Jesus as we meet Elohim in our series in the names of God. So thanks everybody for tuning in. That's our stream, and I am out of here.